Welcome back to This Is the Omniverse. We are back today with an interesting little guest. Wrong side. There we go. Cameras. I know how they work. We got Cherry Bomb over here. Krystina Alabado joining us to
It's me.
just kind of chit chat. How have you been? I know you've been all over the place, especially after season 2 wrapped up, and you guys have been. I mean, we just recently saw each other at Level Up in Vegas, but you guys have been everywhere. So are we between destinations at the moment?
Always. I'm always somewhere because, like, you know, on top of the cons, it's funny, like, I think people don't realize, and maybe it's like the uniqueness a little bit of Hazbin Hotel that we're all also like Broadway actors, but like the cons are like one tiny piece of the very large puzzle that is my career. And so we've been really busy with Hazbin stuff, obviously, like you said, because season 2, the success off that, but also just like, you know, it's the reason that we do conventions is because you guys want them and like people ask for us at them. And so it's really exciting for us. And I feel so like the amount of gratitude I have that I'm always somewhere else is pretty immense. But yeah, I'm in New York today, but tomorrow I'm somewhere else. And then I'm going to be in LA for a lot of the time. And then I have a convention in Arkansas and in Denver and it's, and a concert in California. Like I'm always somewhere doing something and I'm a little tired, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I'd rather be doing this than be bored, honestly.
100%. I mean, I don't travel nearly as much, but that's gotta how do you keep up with your body, like as far as like the time zone changes, your jet lag and all that kind of stuff? Do you have like a balancing routine whenever you're traveling, or you just kind of roll with the punches?
Yeah, well, that's honestly why right now I'm like faded, is because the jet lag is actually the hardest. And it's funny, you don't think that the coast to coast jet lag would be too bad because it's only 3 hours. But there's something about it that, like, because you don't think it's going to be a big deal, then you're like, wait, I'm actually like not sleeping right. I'm sleeping 5 hours a night. And I'm one of those people, I don't know about you, but I require 8 hours of sleep to function. And I'm talking every day. It doesn't matter how busy I am. It doesn't matter what's going on. I must sleep 8 hours. So when I've been sleeping 5 hours, like now, I start to go into like cuckoo land. But you know, anything can happen from there. So who knows?
Hey, a lot of fun stuff can happen in Cuckoo Land. You don't know what's going to come your way.
Exactly.
Believe me, I know that. I would, at this point, I'd kill for 8 hours of sleep.
It is a requirement for my livelihood.
Awful.
Oh man.
But I just finished up because you do TV, you do little this, that. Broadway obviously has been, but you've kind of crossed over into the fandom sphere. I just wrapped up your recent reaction earlier this morning over there. You've kind of become a fellow reactor. What's that been like for you to kind of engage with the fandom, one in that way, but also as a fan?
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so fun. It's funny, like it's not something that I necessarily planned, and all of my like social media stuff that I've done over the years. So like pre-Hellaverse, I was already dabbling in YouTube. I think mainly because my husband owns a self-tape business for like actors, and we've been together for a very long time, but we've always had access to really good equipment because of his business. So like we tape our audition tapes with like the most expensive camera ever that I would have bought if I was really interested in being a YouTuber at the beginning, but we had it already. I was like, okay, well, we have all this equipment. I have all this amazing lighting. What else can I do with it? And I like editing. I like in a previous life, meaning like in my early 20s, in between shows, I would like edit wedding videos for people, like for videographers, because I'm really fast at editing. It was just like a skill that I had. I know the programs. And so then when COVID hit is really when I started thinking about long form content, because I was always like, you know, I would hit every once in a while with my short form content. And then I was like, let me try long form. And I started doing that. And then when Hazbin happened, I was like, wow, I have this whole new group of people that are interested in some of what I have to say sometimes. And I think the Hellaverse is such a unique, amazing fandom and space. And, you know, people always asked us from the first convention we ever did what we thought of Hellaverse, and none of us have watched it other than I think Joelle has watched it. But I definitely was like, wait, I want to watch the show. We all want to watch it, but who has time? No, none of us.
Yeah.
And so I was like, how can I combine this so that I watch it in a more fun way than me just like sitting on my couch watching it? And I was like, I want to try to learn how to live react. Like, I don't know the programs, and the learning curve was really intense, still sort of dealing with it. And for me, the hardest part has been finding the time, because you guys are full-time creators. It is a full-time job. And this is like my part-time fun, wanting to interact with the fans thing that like at any moment I could just be like, I quit, I'm not doing this. But the further along I get, the more I don't want to do that, because everybody seems to like it, which makes me happy.
It's so much fun, especially when you get cold clocked with the the emotion when you're not expecting it, like Viv loves to do. God.
In episode 7, I was dying. I was like, oh my God, I did not expect that. I'm always like heart connected to Moxie, always, but I had not cried yet on the show until that last frame of episode 7.
Yeah. And it just comes out of nowhere in those last moments too.
Yeah, but I've been having so much fun reacting, and you guys, the reacting community has been so nice to me, coming in and being like, I don't know what I'm doing, help me please.
No, like anytime you had an issue, I tried to put something out there, and I know Danny had reached out like we had talked about, so we all got your back.
I appreciate it. Sure. I've had like,
it's fun.
It's so fun. I've had like 5 or 6 of you guys like help me out and give me little tips, and with the combination, I feel like I got to combine all of the best tips from like the 5 reactors that I ran into over my time on social media, and I was like, wow, this is so amazing that everyone's willing to help me. It was really, really cool.
Out of so far, who are you gravitating towards the most? I think like from what I've observed so far is kind of I'm leaning towards Moxie, maybe.
Yeah, Moxie's like as you can probably tell from me reacting and other people, I don't really like violence. I don't really like intense, or like, what's so funny, and people laugh sometimes because they're like, Cherry Bomb doesn't like violence or like aggression or chaos, and I'm like, no guys, remember, I'm not Cherry Bomb, I'm just Krystina, and I close my eyes when I see anything. But Moxie, I feel like there's like a softness to him that I love, so he's like definitely my favorite, even though he's also like murdering people, so but I love him, and I love Stolas, which is such a huge, again, I made the mistake of watching the non-canon pilot first. So it took me a couple episodes.
I wouldn't call it a mistake, but...
Well, it put a very specific like story in my head with Stolas, and that changed very quickly, and he is very quickly becoming one of my favorite characters.
Oh, yeah. And Bryce is fantastic. But that's the thing, with the whole cast, like on both shows, is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's just cool. Also, like, I know all those guys now, and we're always together. So to watch, this is what I felt. This is what we felt when we watched Hazbin season 2 together. Is like, we're all friends. We're all really close. We know each other from Broadway. We don't know each other from the booth as well because we don't record together. So to watch everybody's performance, be like, damn, these people, everyone's amazing at voice acting. Everyone's amazing at singing these songs, like bringing the story to life. And the same goes for Hellaverse, because I'm on conventions with those guys all the time, or I've done Broadway shows with them, and it's just really, I have like a talent crush on everybody in the Hellaverse.
It's hard not to, with everybody's skill sets and whatnot.
Totally.
And then you guys get to show it off and make, you're like, hey, this isn't all studio, this is all us. Like we got a good little taste with the live show too. And I mean, obviously so Broadway, but like, I think for some people where that line exists, whereas like the show, maybe that's where it stops, like getting to see a little bit of that blend, not just with there was the Hazbin Hotel on Broadway too.
Yeah.
It's just so much fun. It's just primed for it too.
Definitely.
But you will be okay, Krystine.
Oh, thanks. It's funny, that morning I was like, Viv, I can't do, I will be okay. I know it's important to the fans, and they gave it to me a little last minute. So like, I didn't have the time to learn it like I did Addict. And I was like, I don't know it well enough, and I don't have it memorized. Like, I'd have to use the lyrics. Like, let's just cut it from the set. And they were like, no, do it. They don't care. Just like put the lyrics on the speaker and just sing it. And I was like, okay, I'll try it at sound check. And I sang it and I was like, this song is so beautiful. Next time I'll have it memorized and like, it'll be even better. But it was, I didn't realize how, I mean, I knew how important that song was to you guys because Viv told me, but I haven't obviously gotten to the part in the show that it is in. But I don't exactly know what it's coming out of. I mean, obviously I'm deducing context clues, like what it's about.
Yeah.
But everybody was cool to sing it. And like, I was nervous. And honestly, the minute I looked out and everyone was singing along and crying and like just totally there for me, I was like, I'm so glad I sang this song, even though I don't know the words yet.
No, you did a fantastic job on both that and with Addict. That was that came out because obviously that's a fan favorite as well. And that being like the first time we had heard you and Blake do that as the voices for it was almost a weirdly spiritual experience.
We were pumped. We were surprised. I kind of tried dropping hints on the social medias of like me and somebody are singing a duet. Can any of you guess? And like nobody guessed. We were kind of like,
yeah, I was surprised. Way off. I was just like so easy on what we know as far as like duets that existed with you. I was like, but Alex can't make it.
I know.
He's kind of held up.
But you know, me and Blake have been wanting to cover that song for a while because we know how much you guys love it and the fandom loves it. And we were waiting for the right time. And we obviously knew we always wanted to do a cover of it. We don't want to redo it because it's amazing as it is. But we were like, wait, this is perfect. We can like make it a little rockier, a little punkier, and like get it live. And yeah, we definitely are like, we want to record this. It'd be so fun.
No, you guys killed it. Thanks. Now, obviously you've done a lot. Like when you were younger, was this always kind of what you wanted to do? Like when you were like growing up, was there ever like another path for you, or is it like you were like the stage is for me?
Yeah, I always knew I wanted to do act. I mean, stage made the most sense because I was doing musicals in high school, and I just was like, okay, this is great. But you know, I wanted to be like a pop star on the Disney Channel. Like I always wanted to do things like in that lane and be on television. You know, voice acting came a little later. I didn't dream of being a voice actor at that age. I didn't even really know you could. Like, I mean, obviously I watched cartoons and I knew people did that, but it didn't like cross my mind until maybe like 4 or 5 years into my career when I was like, okay, what else can I do with my skill set? Because there's not always going to be a Broadway show right for me. It's all so competitive. Like, what other skills can I do? And I was like, wait, I should look into voice acting and animation. And I tell people all the time that study with me or ask how to do voiceover, it's really hard to get into animation only. You really have to start by getting into commercial voiceover. It's like, especially getting an agent. There are very few agents that just sign for animation. It's kind of like you got to start in commercials. So I took a commercial voiceover class and I was like, this is fun. And then I signed with someone that was the right person, who believed that musical theater people make so much sense for animation. And
who'd have thought?
Yeah. And she kind of was the one spearheading it from New York, because so much of it happens on the West Coast. And I was auditioning pretty aggressively, and then I booked Voltron like right away, which was really right place, right time, right character. She was just kind of, if you've watched Voltron, Veronica, who I voice, is just kind of me. It's my voice. She's sassy. She's a little dry. Like, so that's one version of me. So I think it was kind of a great way to start voice acting. But I did 3 seasons of Voltron, which was great. And it all started from there.
If I remember correctly, that wasn't like a dub. That was just straight up.
That was straight up.
Yeah. So like there, you'd have to worry about lip syncing and any of that or anything.
No,
that's a whole other nightmare that I've heard about.
Yeah, I've never dubbed. I audition sometimes, but they're a little harder to come by with, like, at least from what I understand with my agent, like with SAG stuff, it's like a little tougher. It's like really specific projects that make sense for dubbing for us. So I'm always auditioning for them, and I don't really like, they're very different from, you know, it's a different skill set. So I'm learning.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think it's one of those ones that people kind of underestimate the challenge of it when you're restricted to like what's already there.
Oh, it's so hard. I mean,
Yeah.
we feel that in ADR, you know, we don't do a ton of ADR because Viv and do you know what that is? I don't know if your viewers would know what
Yeah.
that is, but ADR is like when we go in after everything is animated or everything like a television show is done and you go back in if they changed a line or they lost audio, and they call it matching flaps in animation. And they're like, hey, we have ADR. Sorry, you got to match flaps. And it's so agonizing because
Yeah.
you have to do the line reading that the whoever, you know, I had to do a bunch of ADR for this show called Mecha Builders I was on, and the animators were sort of doing the line so that they can animate to them. And I was like, I hate this line reading and I have to make it work. And it wasn't the animator's fault. They're not an actor. So it's really hard. So dubbing, I've always thought is like kudos to dubbers because it's definitely a different skill set. It's hard, but it's fun though. It feels like a game. You're like, I will match the flaps today.
It's almost like a contest, an interactive gaming experience. I was like, oh, hit the prompts when at the right time.
Exactly.
Verbal DDR, so to speak.
Exactly. It's fun.
Like, do you have you, because you have dabbled in a little bit of everything, do you have like a spot where you feel the most comfortable now in particular?
In acting in general, or?
Yeah. Whether it be on camera, on stage, or in a recording booth, or?
No, I think like, it's nice. I've been doing this for a long time. I started working when I was 18. So in 2007, I'm so old.
Hey, I got you beat. So,
but it's fun. Like, I feel like I will always be a kid in a candy store with any job that I get, because there's something new, no matter like how much of a like master you become at anything. The minute you get into a new job, it's a new set of people, it's a new director, it's a new writer, it's a new style. So you can't, there's like, I almost feel like it's impossible to master anything in the arts because it's constantly changing. And I think the thing that I've gained over the years is confidence that I know what I'm doing. As far as like, I remember my first day on Voltron, I was like, I have never been in a voice booth doing animation. I don't know what this is. They're saying go to line number. Oh, they number the lines. Oh, what's ABC? They want me to ABC. What does that mean? Who's talking to me in the headphones? Like, no idea what I was doing. Now I roll in, I'm like, what's up, you guys? Like, let's do this. I know exactly what I'm doing in the booth. But then, I'll start a new project and they have a new way of doing things. It's different from the way Viv does things. So it's all about being able to go with the punches. That's what I tell people. I'm like, if you're a strict, like, no, I do it like this, you're not going to get very far in the acting world because it requires being malleable in all forms, no matter if you're on stage or on screen or in the booth. You have to be kind of a yes and person to succeed. Yeah. As far as someone being like, try it like this. What's not going to work is you being like, yeah, I don't think so. No. You could say, I don't know if I agree with that, but let's try it. Let's give it a try.
Yeah. Like you said, yes and, or you always got to slide it in there alongside something else.
Yeah,
give a little, take a little.
Yeah, but I enjoy all the mediums. I feel so privileged as an actor that gets to dabble in all of them. And it's hard for me to pick which one I like best. Obviously, my heart belongs on the stage because that's where it all started. But like, I am sometimes my most jovial, happy person voicing Cherry in the booth. And, I feel my most challenged sometimes on like a television set. Like I'm on a season of a cool show that I can't tell you what it is for its next season, live action. And it was the first time I was on a set consistently, and it was hard work and long hours. And I was like, ooh, this is a new muscle for me because I'd never been on more than one episode of a television show. And I got to, 4, which was cool.
Keeping an eye out then.
Yeah, I cannot tell you what it is, but I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be very excited.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one for my Hellaverse fans. But we'll see. Yeah. Make your guesses.
You got the gears turning over here.
Can't like anything, can't do anything other than be like.
How difficult is that? Because
like
for me, like I occasionally I'll get like a screener or I'll get to go see something and be like, mother, I can't say nothing.
Yeah.
How's that for you guys when you're like in the trenches of it, but then you start to see? I
know it's impossible because this one I shot September through December of last year. So I've gotten used to, I was really excited about it when we were shooting it. I was like, I can't believe I can't talk about this to anybody, obviously other than my friends, my family. But I'm kind of used to now, like, all right, now I just have to wait until it comes out. But no, it's hard. Like, even, I was telling somebody the last 2 years, it was funny, like Piss a Love Song for season 2 came out in October, and I had recorded it 2 years before that. So you better believe that you guys didn't know that you would come up to my booth in 2024 and I'd be like, do, 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 do. Oh my God, I can't believe I hummed that. And you guys probably heard it because I was singing it for 2 years at my booth. Like accidentally, being like, literally being like, I have to shut the fuck up. Or being like, hear my hope. Oh my God, I can't even say those words.
Yeah.
They don't know that song exists.
That's the crazy thing, because obviously, like Spindle and Viv and all of them are very, they like to remind everybody how long animation takes. But I think sometimes it's like, you might still underestimate that, like when talking like how long like Sam has been working on songs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like some of them like 4 years back, farther for some of them too. Like it's just like animation is a tumultuous beast.
There are songs that I hum at my booth that you guys don't know exist yet, but they're all coming soon.
It's just Krystina nonsense until it's not.
Exactly. But it's fun. I like it because we got secrets, but sometimes we have to remind ourselves before season 2's press tour that we did for season 2, we definitely sat in a circle and we're like, okay, you guys, we're in the middle of recording God knows which season. It's not season 2 because season 2 is done. Let's remind each other what we know and what, we each get a press packet from Amazon that's like, remember, this is what happened in season 2. Delete what you did yesterday when you were recording season whatever you were doing. And they give us specific things like, do not talk about this because remember that's in a different season or whatever. So it's, I'm always pretty nervous, especially when it's about a specific season and it's the first time we're talking about it, remembering what we don't know yet.
Right. It's a lot to juggle, I'm sure, especially when you're in the middle of producing, making, recording the one that's not here yet, and then having to rewind to a year, 2 years ago, and then talk about that for you.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good challenge.
Madness.
Well, and that's why
with Amazon, we won't get into like some of the stuff that happened with season 2, like leading up to it, but like with the Amazon snipers out there, like I'd be a little nervous.
Oh my God, they're all we're doing our best. It's hard this age of media.
Yeah,
real hard to keep stuff, but it's funny. I definitely like have fun sort of dancing around things that we can't answer. The one thing I always tell fans is I think people are learning now that you guys can't ask us what we think about anything anymore. What do you think is going to happen when Cherry meets up with Penchus again? Guys, I can't answer that question. My opinion is no longer valid. I have too many facts in my head.
You are compromised.
We are all compromised. And we've
completely
been doing
and utterly
at panels. We keep saying that. What do you guys think is going to happen when compromise? We are compromised. We are not safe anymore.
What was the thing? I would kind of want to go back to kind of the onset, I guess, like the start of this too, because you said you were always drawn to being an actor. Mm-hmm. What was the thing that like inspired that for you? What was the thing that sparked that interest for you? Was it anything specific, or whether you did or you saw that he was like, oh, I want to do that?
Yeah, I always sang. Like I was always singing since I was a kid. My dad was a musician, and so I would sing with him, and I liked singing, and I didn't really know. Both my parents are immigrants and did not know what a musical was. But I remember I went on a class trip or something. I had done choir, and the choir class went to see a musical at the touring house. I think we saw The Lion King, and I was like, oh, and then obviously I knew what musicals were but I didn't know it was called, weirdly didn't know it was called a musical, because I would watch all the Disney movies. I mean, that's really how I started singing, was a lot like watching Aladdin and Pocahontas and singing along with the princesses. Like that's how I really started. And then when I got into choir and I saw a musical, I was like, wait, what is this? What's drama? What's theater? And then I started, that's sort of like how it got the ball rolling. And my parents were always so supportive of anything that I wanted to do. They didn't know how to help me in theater, but they were like, yeah, do it. So I just did it at my public school. And I thought, I think I learned quickly that, in a beautiful way, that I was competitive and good at it, like in a serious way. And as I got older, like my junior year of high school, I was like, oh, I think I'm actually really good at this. I should really think about this as a career. Because I think something I tell young people is like, you have to remember that it's yes, everybody says it's hard. Yes, it's like difficult. And even if you're the most talented person, it can be difficult, but it's competitive. And I tell sometimes my students, I got to be like, I'm your competition. So how do you feel about that? And they're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, if you're coming to New York to audition for a Broadway musical, you're auditioning against me and all the other Broadway performers that are auditioning for it. And if you could play with that, let's fucking go. But if you're like, I could never, then maybe you need to think about what that feeling is like, and if you're ready.
Yeah. Having that confidence is like, I think it's a large part of the entire thing, because if you lose confidence in yourself, you're going to like not have that drive to keep pushing through all of the no's.
Yeah.
Because it's a never-ending cycle of auditioning, rejection until you hit those ones, and it takes a lot to keep pushing through that.
Definitely. It's really hard to get constantly rejected. I'm rejected all the time. I auditioned for like 5, I always tell people, especially people who want to be voice actors. So I'm a huge part of one of the most successful cartoons right now. And I have yet to book another animated job. I audition maybe 5 times a week.
Yeah.
For every show on Nickelodeon and Disney and Amazon and Netflix and DreamWorks and
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not ready for that, like, just don't do it, because that's what it is. Because I think people think like, well, you guys must have the pick of your next jobs. No, we don't. I'm with my microphone in my booth auditioning for, today I have one for an Amazon show and one for a Disney show. And you know what? I probably won't get either of them.
That's how it is sometimes, unfortunately, but that's the grind.
It is the grind.
But
it never ends.
There's a lot of misconceptions about success in a lot of ways in the industry, from what I've noticed over the course of my engagement with it. Of course, like, it's just like, that's one of the things I've really enjoyed about this standpoint, using what I've been doing here to like understand the backside of it more, because I find that endlessly fascinating.
It definitely is.
Because there's so much that you don't really think about, especially as a viewer, as far as what goes into it. Like when I had, like, not just about pitching or green lighting or casting or anything like that, and like especially with animation, having like Mel and Amanda on and just breaking down the pipeline of how anything gets made. It's all magic, and there's so much involved. It's mind numbing that anything gets made, really. If you
I
like
totally
look
agree
at
with
it.
you. Yeah, that's why we're also like blown away and grateful that we got picked up through season 5. It's just so like irregular nowadays to have a network allow the show to cook and allow the show to finish. She always wanted it to be 5 seasons. This was not a like, well, you need to finish it in 5. It was like, what do you want? And then they gave her 4, and then they waited and gave her the 5th. And I mean, what a freaking, like, it's so cool. And it's funny, you're right though, a lot of people really don't understand the way that anything is made. It's very complicated. And I saw so many comments when we announced season 5 of like, what the hell? Season 3 hasn't even come out yet. I'm like, you guys, that's not the point. The point is that we got picked up through season 5. Like, what the release schedule is like. It takes years for us to have a season 5. It better be announced now. Otherwise we're not doing it.
When I was talking to Viv, because I got to interview her at Level Up, that was the one thing we were talking about there, was that it's unlike a lot of things, especially today,
Mm-hmm.
is the promise of the end. Because you could go back to her interviews to whatever years ago, and she's been pretty consistent about this is where I envision this ending.
Yeah.
So, like, we only knew for sure publicly up until Level Up that we had a 3, we had a 4.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big old question mark on if, I mean, obviously that's down the road, but like,
Yeah.
it's still a mystery, you know?
Yeah.
But to
Yeah.
have that promise that no matter what right now, we'll at least get to see the end is not a very usual thing you see
No.
in the industry.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's such a cool thing. I'm so happy. Like, we're thrilled.
Yeah, it's I'm excited. But
Yeah.
it's down the road too. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's like you have the doomsayers, like, oh, season 5, the end's coming, and because it was just announced, it was like, no, it's still down the road. We got
Exactly.
time.
Well, it's funny because it's like, even when we saw it, because at Level Up, we hadn't seen those graphics. I mean, we've known we've gotten picked up for a very long time for 5, but we hadn't seen the graphic that they were going to use. So to see it and for it to say the end or whatever it said, all of us looked at each other, were like, oh my God, why am I having so many big feelings about this? And then we were like, no, do you know how far away, not only us recording that is, but how far away the release of that is? It's like, I mean, what a gift that, like, I always tell people, I'm like, you guys don't want this to go too fast because then it's over. Like,
Yeah.
we have years to come because season 3 hasn't even come out yet. Then we got 4 and now we got 5. So it's like, what a cool thing that we get to rest easy that it's, years away from the end, which is great.
Yeah, and you guys, yeah, like you said, like for a second, like oh no, the apocalyptic end, the big words, oh no, the end, no.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but it's just like, wait, so relax, it's not here yet.
Exactly.
The end comes for us all in multiple ways, but
Totally.
ride it until the end. But like, that's yeah, I mean, that was a big announcement for everybody too. Like for you guys to see that, like you said, that was kind of like you got hit with that initial rush.
Mm-hmm.
Because of how tight knit you guys have seemingly gotten up until this point. How do you feel about that inevitability? Are you prepared for that, or are you just like not trying desperately not to worry about it?
God, honestly, I haven't even thought about it because we're in the midst of, I can't say anything about anything, but we're in the midst of working. We're working right now on stuff. So it's like, I don't even think about the end because we're so in the thick of it.
Yeah.
And it feels really far away because even when we get season 5 in the can, which we're not even close, the release of it will be so far away that like, I'm like, my head is recording so far in the future, but then I'm returning to like, oh yeah, like what just came out? Oh, right. Piss is still new to people. Like really, even though I'm thinking of other stuff and then I'm like, oh yeah. And then 3 is going to come out, but in between is Hellava. And then there's just so much stuff happening in the Hellaverse at all times. And so it doesn't feel even close to thinking about what the end will feel like. I don't think.
I'm doubtful that even when the story ends that it'll be the last time we see these characters.
Hey, as long as you guys keep loving the show and watching it, I think that I think the possibilities are probably limitless. I mean, I don't know that, I guess, but as a consumer, I'm like, it would be like a wasted entity if you didn't do something else.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
As far as like the future projects and stuff to keep an eye out for, is there anything you can talk about where we might see you one place or another, whether it's on stage, on camera, or elsewhere that you can tease, even if you can't talk about it?
The on camera I can't talk about, but I'm excited about, like I said, this television show. I have like a show that's hopefully going to go to Broadway in the coming season. Broadway's such a weird thing because you don't know until you know. And I'm in a show called Regency Girls that is so ready and all the things are in alignment. And if it was a different time, I'd be like, yeah, we're going to Broadway. but it's a weird time for theater and the arts and the world. And so I think I'm optimistically, I am, I'm trying to think of what phrase I'm trying to use. Like I'm optimistically optimistic that it will happen because I'm an optimistic person, but I also have no idea what's going to happen, but I really hope you guys get to see it. It's called Regency Girls. It's, takes place in the 1800s. It's like Bridesmaids meets Bridgerton. And it follows two girls that are off to see the wizard. And the wizard is an abortion doctor. I will leave you with that. So.
Sounds like a wonderful premise.
Yeah,
an interesting one for sure.
Yeah, it's about female and reproductive rights, and it's a farce, and it's really, really funny. Hopefully you guys will be seeing that over the next couple years. But other than that, everything else sort of, we gotta keep it tight, zip it up. So.
Lock it away.
Yeah.
Hey, when it's ready, we'll hear about it. And
exactly.
We'll be damn sure to be there.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day, your busy schedule, to just kind of chit chat for a little bit. I greatly appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. And thanks for always helping me with my reaction videos.
No, anytime. If you need anything, I'm on call. I got your back.
Thank you.
But enjoy your afternoon, get some rest, and be safe. And everybody stay tuned for obviously more Hazbin Hotel, which will inevitably be coming. And keep an eye out. Go subscribe to her YouTube channel as well. I'll have it down here. Her Patreon, all kinds of fun stuff. She's a reactor now. This way, damn it.
Thanks, guys.